some heavy hitters. Trained with Carlos, one of the biggest hitters in the country. So when I'm fighting someone at 61 kilos, I can take a lot. That's why I'm confident in having my hands a bit lower. Some shots I shouldn't take, and I'm a bit silly and a bit stupid. I need to watch back and pick up on little things where I am dropping. I need to keep them tight because that one punch can just end it. But no, I was comfortable, just having a bit of a break, letting him, dish out what he had, let him know that it wasn't enough. Fair play to him, he did great getting up in the second round for that head kick. Fight was game over. So I switched off for a minute. Like I said, I've been training with some big hitters. Been training with Mike Wilkinson's been coming doing some sparring with us, UFC fighter. Bisping came down to the gym when we first opened, so we're doing really well. Team who's on the way to the top, the next bag company I think, if not better.
You got some big, as you said, you got some good kicks to the head to him, especially in the second round when he went down. Yeah. Was that the plan going into the fight?
No, I've not really had a game plan apart from I knew he was going to try and clinch me. Everyone knows I cannot clinch. I'm working on it, and I'm getting there slowly, learning different ways to try and avoid having my back turned and being scored big against, but that was his game plan. As long as I stayed on the outside or pressurised him so he couldn't come in and clinch me. That was just the game plan there. I fought not that long ago and I got stopped with a body shot which cracked my rib. So I've only had 2 weeks training. Rib's still bad. It got hurt really bad again then in that fight. But I managed to grit my teeth, bear it, get on and get the win.
Did it affect your confidence going into the fight?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm always confident. Everyone knows that.
One of your go-to moves is that spinning back fist. You were working it early on. You weren't seeming to land too much, and in the later rounds you kind of had away with it. Did you kind of think that it wasn't working and you stopped using that?
Yeah, I'm known for throwing his spinning elbows. If they're a bit far away, then I will extend it to a fist. But he knew I was coming for that. Everyone knows I do that. I couldn't find a range with my elbows. Everyone says Lofty fights an elbow war, but just couldn't find the range. So it was just try and score, try and do something a little bit different, change my game, let people know I'm not just about throwing stupid elbows from stupid angles.
At the end of the fight, you were walking around with your hands down by your waist, even turning your back at one point. How confident were you that you had won the fight?
He was close. Don't get me wrong, I think the first 30 seconds of that 5th round edged it for me. Even with the knockdown, I think with his round 3 and 4, it could have gone either way, but he didn't want it. I could tell in his eyes, I'm not the type of person to knock someone out for the sake of trying to knock him out. He didn't want it. I wasn't really. I was starting to feel the effects of my ribs a bit, starting to get a bit tired. Like I said, it was only 2 weeks worth of training. So I just stepped off the gas. He accepted defeat. His corner were telling him to just go for it, but I think he was man enough to accept that I was the better man on the night.
You're known to being a flashy fighter, and you dropped him with that jump kick.
Yeah.
For you, is it about not just getting the win, but going out there and putting on the show as well?
I'm not about getting the win at the moment. I do it to enjoy it. Now I started training with Daz at Timu, then I'm being a bit more serious about my career. I do want to step it up to the next level. I do want to see myself as like the likes of Panacosti, Malidi, Chris Shaw. I want to be at their level. So now it's time to get back to the drawing board. I've got a massive fight the 11th of July against Chris Whittle, which will be a very tough fight because we're both, we stand on the outside and we like to throw shots. So now a little bit less about the crowd. They have travelled down from Manchester, trying to get the wins. Daz is always telling me off to, just focus, get the win. You need the win to progress as a professional and get to the top. I need to start getting the wins and focus less on entertaining the crowd. Do me little bits, but not too much.
Before the fight on the MMA PLUS podcast, we spoke to you, and you mentioned the move to Timu.
Yeah.
For you now, what do you think that adds in extra dimension to your game and improving as a Muay Thai fighter? We've
got fighters from different areas. Like I said, Michael Bisping came over from California a couple of months ago when he was here to see his family, do his business. He popped down to the gym, which is a massive boost seeing someone like Michael Bisping coming to your gym, hitting pads with Daz and being there to talk to. And then Mike Wilkinson comes down, he's another rising star of the UFC. And Timu's just going from strength to strength. Everyone's like, they want us to progress. Daz Morris does this out of his own good of his heart. He pays out of his own pocket to pay for the building. There's not enough money going into the gym to pay for the rent for the building, and he's doing that for us to progress as professionals and to get us where we want. And when you've got the likes of Daz, Phil Shedden, Lee Liptrot, everyone just looking after us, making sure we're okay, anything we need. Kirsty Hollingsworth and her team, you know, just coming down on a Monday or a Wednesday to give us a massage and make sure that we're okay. We get really well looked after. I still talk a lot with Phil Hanna and the Evolve team. They still look after me. They're always at the end of the phone. Come and see me all the time. Come and do some training with me. So I've still got all the team at Evolve. And then I've got other people as well. It's fantastic.
You said about fighters coming from all around the place. Is that something you want to do? You want to travel a bit more in the sport?
I do try to get around. I've got a newborn, 5 weeks old. Another thing that added to it was hard to train. I work 50 hours a week. I work in installation, so I'm out grafting all day. So I find it hard to travel, but when I do get time, I will go to the likes of Panacos because he's the best clincher in the country. I've not been down for a while, but I'd love to go to Pork Harper, which that's where you see the bit of flamboyance. And being that flamboyant, you see a lot of people who are stood very Thai style of scoring, but I'm not the type of person to get locked from that. If I'm being flamboyant and landing silly shots, then it gives me a bit of confidence and a bit more energy, so I can bounce around a bit more. Always try and reply. But yeah, I do try to get around. I went up to, it was last year, I went up to Cap on Tip and I trained with Bradley Stanton. That was massive for me again, and I do like to get around, but like I said, I've got 2 kids, I've got a house to run. I work 50 hours a week, but you know, I'm good where I am at the moment. I don't necessarily need to go elsewhere to train, but if I can, I will do. I mean, we get other people that will come to us as well. Like I said, the UFC fighter comes to us. Dakota Divici came down last week to do a bit of sparring with me and Tyler. Yeah, it's not great for me and Tyler to be sparring with like Dakota because she's a light girl, but it's great for her, and I like to watch the other fighters progress in their careers, and that gives me a lot as well. Like Tyler winning tonight, it give me a lot, it give me the boost. I love to see everyone else in the gym doing well. I probably get more from that than fighting myself. I probably get more nervous for that. Like I said yesterday, I was in fighter mode in the morning. I picked up a couple of fighters, came down, did my weigh-in, and then I was straight back to looking after them. Made sure they were on weight, made sure they were fed well after the weigh-in. So I get a lot more off coaching and trying to help everyone else. But it was a big win tonight, and we really enjoyed it.